What's up, guys? This is Seville with another Storm Collectibles action figure review. Today, I'm going to be talking about Heihachi Mishima, based on his appearance in the hit video game Tekken 7. As you may know, I've already been collecting and reviewing figures based on the Mortal Kombat franchise from this same company. I've loved every one of those, so I've been looking forward to starting the Tekken collection as well. Give me just a minute and I'll have them out of the box. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment below. And if you want to see more from me, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. Now that Heihachi's out of the box, I'm going to give him another full rotation on the spinner, that way you can see him all the way around. As usual with Storm Collectibles, Heihachi does include many accessories. He has 2 extra swappable heads for different facial expressions, plus 3 extra sets of swappable hands, all of which are open palms with varying levels of finger positions. He also has a lightning effect and a wind effect that fit over his hands and arms. To give you a good idea of his size, here he is standing between Scorpion and Shao Kahn. He's actually at a good medium range between the 2 characters. And now for a closer look. Given my experience with Storm Collectibles and their Mortal Kombat line, I was already expecting this figure to be a pretty good one. But as of right now, I honestly must say it's beyond my expectations. And it might even be the most detailed Storm figure I have at this point, with an absolutely great look throughout the figure. Similar to the MK Ninjas, the karate gi here is an extra piece added on top of the main sculpt, and is made from the same rubbery latex type material. The athletic tape on his arms are made the same way, as are each of his hands. The gi itself is held together by one peg moving through the center, which can be seen by removing the knotted part of his belt, and then you can remove the belt altogether and open the gi. The peg itself is solid plastic, so it shouldn't break during this process. And as you can see, he is still fully sculpted and painted underneath the gi, including the X scar on his chest. The top layer of his chest is made out of the same rubbery material as the gi. But beyond that, the rest of the figure is totally solid plastic. Just like with the MK figures, the extra heads do all swap out pretty easily, and between the 3, I think this one's my favorite. The wrists have similar pegs to swap out the hands, and just for the sake of being thorough, the athletic tape pieces do come right off, with no issues on the arms underneath. But the athletic tape does help hide the wrist joints that are pretty obvious without them. So yeah, it looks a lot better with it on. The lightning accessory fits right over his closed fist, and definitely looks really cool. And the whirlwind effect fits right over his arm with no real special way to do it. And now it's time to go over his articulation. His head can move back and forth a little bit, as well as fully rotate side to side. His shoulders can spin all the way around, as well as move outward. There's also butterfly joints underneath the top layer of the torso that give it some more front to back movement, as well as a little bit of a height adjustment on each arm. He does get full rotation in the biceps, and the double elbows close pretty well, but are slightly hindered by the size of the muscles. The wrists do have full rotation as well, plus a little bit of the up and down movement due to the pegs inside. The ab crunch does lean back pretty far, and lean forward pretty far too. Plus, he does have rotation in the torso joint as well as the waist. His hips have a decent range outward, and pretty good front to back too. Plus, there is a little bit of rotation in the thighs ball joints. The double knees also fold pretty well. The ankles have full rotation and pivot, plus the little bit of movement in the toe joints. Just in case I wasn't clear earlier, the detail in this figure is incredible. Everything is sculpted. The thread lines in the gi, his hair, his eyebrows, even his mustache and the wrinkles in his face are all sculpted details. Even the tiger patch on the back of his gi has an entirely different feel to it to separate it from the rest. So before I go any further, it's time to run through my guidelines for a complete and fair review. This is indeed a brand new sculpt made specifically for Heihachi, with lots of incredible detail with an impressive accuracy to the character. It certainly has more than 20 points of articulation, and it does fit in scale with the rest of Storm Collectibles. It's a good solid figure with a great sense of balance and many accessories. I do think that the roughly $70 price point is fair for Storm Collectibles figures. But the one bad thing about them is you can't just find them anywhere. You'll more than likely have to order online. unless of course you happen to have a really good specialty shop nearby. Which leads this figure to getting 9 out of 10 stars, meaning it is outstanding and one of the best figures of the year. Therefore, it is definitely worthy of the Mishima name. So if you're a fan of the Tekken series, I highly recommend jumping into this line as quickly as you can. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this review, get over here and subscribe to Civilian Collectibles.